Hi, hi, hi. Second video. So I'm doing it this way where I mentioned trying to be productive, right? So I'm doing it this way. I'm doing the videos and then I take like a 10-minute break. And then I do a video and I take a 10-minute break. Now this video is about the note that I wrote looks like this. I don't care about money versus I don't care to waste it on insignificant things. And it's fascinating. I thought I actually like did this video once before, but I think no. I did a video once where I was actually like, where an internal monologue was repeating, all I need is $10 for the day. And it was like, so the minute I realized that that's how my mind was kind of like, that's the internal monologue that I'm okay with, right? So basically, something just kind of like came to life, that it came to light, its existence came to light because it's already there. And I distinctly remember how I actually kind of like developed the whole pattern of all I want is enough money to chill in the day. And that was by the end of my days. I don't know, when you're stressed too much, when you're frustrated too much, all you want is just peace, right? And whether you like it or not, you kind of sell out. And what I mean by sell out, as in like you kind of just accept things you wouldn't. And that's basically selling out, right? It makes sense for that to be selling out because normally people would just kind of like, yeah, the concept of selling out for money basically is when people start doing things for money that they don't normally do. And sometimes we do it for love, sometimes we do it for peace. It's the same, selling out. We're fucking selling out when we're not doing something we want to do. And getting out of a funk you're in kind of means you're exploring how you got in it or what has been happening for you to be in it and not get out of it, because technically you got into it, right? For some reason, like you pick up the bad habits, and then basically as you notice them, you try to kind of like pick the good habits, the better habits, and move forward, I guess. So, weirdly so, you kind of like, you subconsciously forget you're no longer holding the essence that you started with. It got replaced by the rhetoric that you're stuck in. Because whatever you're stuck in is literally what's keeping you where you are, right? Because I'm stuck in a certain kind of like belief. I'm stuck in a pattern. I'm stuck in a funk. I'm stuck. It is always like whatever got you stuck is whatever's keeping you stuck. And you kind of have to let go of that. Because normally you get stuck because you're holding on to something that you kind of shouldn't have. Like, hello? Is it still working? I don't know. But ideally, is there are things that you would carry that would oppose your direction any way they could. There are things that you'd carry that would push you back. There are things that you'd carry that would pull you back. There's things that you'd carry that would stand in your way. There's things that you would carry that will just like anchor you to where you are. And it could be many things. It could be like feelings of guilt, feelings of fear, feelings of shame, social awkwardness, anxiety, feelings of sadness, of drama, also feelings of happiness, feelings of love, because it's just like if you're feeling love but you're not moving in the direction that you actually want to go, then effectively that love is not really supporting you in how you would become more, I guess. It's just supporting the feeling, but you're not in a place that kind of like is, you're not in the place. Eventually this feeling will not be enough because you want more. And basically any feeling, whether a good, whether a it has to be positive. What other word than positive we can use for something that's we can't use good because good means adequate, man. Good means adequate and acceptable. Who the fuck cares for good with everything? Only thing good is a bad situation. Good. Adequate and acceptable. We survived it. That's the only way we could use good. But anyways, so how we get stuck in patterns is as important as how to get unstuck from patterns. It's easier for us to let go of what we're holding on to that's keeping us stuck instead of actually like trying to figure out how we got stuck. Because the thing is, it's just like you're not in a strong place to handle how you got weak. You need to kind of start getting stronger in order for you to kind of realize where you slipped into weakness the other time around. It's one of those you can't see something if you're deep, you can't see it. If you're deep in it, you can't see it. It's one of those expressions that you know, you'd be okay with the shit that surrounds you eventually, and sometimes you kind of like it. So it is hard for us to understand when we're in a bad place because I think we directly adjust and we always relentlessly try to adjust and survive. Uh, so the rhetoric that we hold that served that served a purpose, but not a purpose that we would enjoy, like, and actually want to be existing in our life, would be the easiest thing for us to notice and let go. And so I noticed that my conversations with myself were very cheap. And eventually it made me kind of like reflect on the belief that I used to state. And I used to state that I didn't care for money, but that's not true at all. And I just really don't care to spend it on things that people waste waste money on. But hear me out. If I'm barely making, let's say, X amount of dollars monthly, and a car that I have to buy, a fancy car, would be basically 10 times as much, I would not really like buy a car like that because it's stupid for me to squeeze myself just to pretend that I have the means to kind of like get that car. I'll still get that car in the future when I have like 10 times its price on the side. I can get that car without giving a fuck. Why? Simply because like I'm not really like I'm no longer wasting, right? And I think the concept I had of money was always to kind of create a support around yourself in order for you to be able to like be fluid with it. But that created an off relationship between me and it. And I've been getting to this relationship and like discussing it and trying to understand it and exploring how I care for how money is required for me for my business to work because like so far all I've been doing is trying to build a business through survival share like you know it's kind of like I'm not building it with intensity in order because I don't really want to get funding. I want it to kind of come out from me. But that's also not the greatest way to think. It's, it's probably even a bad way to think. But uh, I mean, the value is our ability to do whatever we want with it. But most of the times, if we do whatever we want with it, we're stuck not able to do shit for a long period of time. And I don't think that's actually like a smart way to approach things. And now it's becoming more clear that I've basically handled money the same way other people handled money, but they bought cars, I started companies. They bought TVs for their house, I basically like started a business. It's practically how I kind of like, I don't know, just acted out when it came to money. And that's the relationship that I'm trying to kind of like fix, right? I'm trying to create a better relationship between me and money in order for me to be able to like actually like understand its growth, understand its dynamic, understand its movement, understand its kind of like money needs to be neutral. Like if I need this much has to be available. There's no emotional attachment to it. But I feel it's an emotional thing to kind of have it in your mind, but no feelings towards it. You need to feel the emotion of actual money supporting you, but you don't need to feel anything towards it. Wow, that was amazing. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this video with that. Why the fuck not? It's a video.